The biggest case of cancel culture we have ever seen. Let me lay the groundwork for you, okay?
Yeah.
This is what happens. There is this guy. His name is Carlos, and he owns an esport organization. He was an esport player. He created his own org, like Nade Shot created 100 Thieves, right? He blew his org up into this big thing, and he's been trying to get a franchise spot in Valorant, because once you get that, then your esport org makes millions and millions and millions and millions and millions. So he had this this gaming tournament or whatever. They win. He's out celebrating, and he gets canceled. And this is why. Play the video. He's out celebrating with a very bad person. That's right. He is celebrating.
Is that
the
Andrew Tate?
It's Andrew Tate.
Holy shnikey.
It's Andrew Tate. So the CEO immediately starts getting hate for sharing a drink in a nightclub with Andrew Tate. He didn't say anything, no statements. He didn't attack anybody, you know.
Yeah, it's like I partied with you enough where I know that there's a line and there's a difference of partying with someone because they're fun to party with and 100% agreeing with their opinion and agreeing with a lot of their stances.
Things.
Yes.
They're absolutely
as
two
I know
things.
personally here. And I know Andrew Tate looks like a fun guy to party with. Like he would be on the top of my list for a guy to party with.
Yeah, if you're sharing a drink with Andrew Tate at a nightclub, stop touching me. If you're sharing a drink with Andrew Tate at a nightclub, does that mean that you co-sign with everything
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Absolutely not. All right. But the internet is a different world, right? We're in a metaverse over here. It's different than base reality. The internet says, oh, you're partying with Andrew Tate. You believe everything he's saying. You're misogynist. You're this, you're that. And he starts getting so much hate, right? But Carlos had a few drinks.
Yeah.
He's not dealing with cancel culture today. In fact, Carlos puts out this based ass tweet. He says, nobody will ever be able to police my friendships. I draw the line here. I will party with whoever the F I want, getting 40,000 likes, 6,000 retweets. People are like, hell yeah, finally. Somebody's standing up against these blue-haired freaks.
Which is a good tweet, and I'm very proud for Carlos to standing up. But at the end of the day, people were able to police his friendships and who he partied with. Because
that's right. Within less than 24 hours, Carlos put out an apology. It's not an apology. It's just like trying to calm people down. Yeah. But if you know, when you try to appease the mob, bro, they're like, they smell blood in the water. Then they really come. But he says, many G2 fans were let down this weekend, which created confusion about what I stand for. It was always been my
consistent
target to stand for absolute equality and opportunity, regardless of who you are. What does that have to do with anything?
I don't understand.
That doesn't make sense.
I just don't get it. Like that, it's clearly from a PR handbook.
Now, there was two tweets here in this apology PR handbook thing where he said he failed to read the room and stuff like that, right? So it was like, he walked it back. But the blue hair, the wokeness of the internet, the cancel culture mob, now that they can smell some blood, they went for it. Because Riot Games, all right, they didn't give G2 a franchise spot.
Wah, wah.
Now their esport org is hurting. And in fact, this walk back, I believe, came from sponsors who were thinking about leaving. Again, what did this guy do? Shared a drink with Andrew Tate at the club?
Right. And
his own esport org. Look at this. Read this.
Okay, let me read this for you. Last night, this is from G2, no affiliation with Gatorade G2 diet drink. Last night, we failed you. The actions of our CEO spoke a language in stark contrast with the values and culture G2 lives by. What language? He said he wants to party.
His own esport org is coming out saying, our CEO, he did stuff that we don't agree with. Like, what?
Like, okay. Anyways, they go on and say, since our creation, we have worked hard to build a safe and inclusive environment to enjoy esports.
Inclusive. When any company is like, hey, we're banning this person, or we're kicking this person out, or we're shutting down this person because we strive to be inclusive.
Right.
What does inclusive mean?
Right.
What does it? Inclusive means everyone.
Right.
So when you disagree with certain people and you kick them out of the club, you kick them out of the group, then you're not being inclusive.
100%. Because what would be inclusive is to have handsome Carlos, which you can admit he's a strapping, young, successful businessman. Inclusive is having strapping Carlos in the room with all the blue-haired freaks. That's all about diversity. That's inclusive. But when you kick everybody out who's not a blue-haired freak, that there's no diversity anymore.
And if you're a little upset with this cancel culture stuff now, all right, it's about to get worse because the CEO, Carlos, gets pushed to the point where he has to leave the company that he founded.
Yes,
roll
it.
I thought about no better way to do this than with the vertical video, which I know I got a lot of flack for it in the past, in previous times, but this is no better way to do this than this. So I can't believe what I'm about to say now, but my time in G2 has come to an end.
People, you should be furious, okay? This guy, Carlos, is one of the most respected people in esport. He was a player. He went and created an org. He created all these careers for all these esport players and whatnot. He created a company worth $300 million, and he has to leave it because he posted a video online of sharing a drink with Andrew Tate.
Right. And Chris, can we make sure that we're pulling up that picture of Carlos while I talk about this? I've been to enough parties with enough shady people. If there's people wearing a blue suit jacket with a blue linen shirt and they're unbuttoned, they're into partying, they're into drinking, they're going to live it up. So the esports organization probably knew the type of guy Carlos was because he helped build it. So for them to turn their backs on Carlos, because it was them, it was the organization in a way, that's the problem. It would only take G2 to stand up to these crazy mobs to be like, no, we're standing by our guy for this to end.
And it's not like the majority of people are upset. This is a fringe few that are upset with this. Because if you look at Carlos's tweets, right, and we'll go look at them right now, him stepping down doesn't have more likes.
No.
Him apologizing doesn't have more likes. Even him partying with Tate doesn't have more likes. Him telling people not to police his friendships. That tweet in this whole series, in this whole story, is the one with the most likes. That means the people agree that you should not be able to police who other people are friends with.
And then at the end of the day, the only person and the only people that could have policed who your parties with, who your friends are, is the organization that you helped build. How sad.
Unbelievable. Everybody has betrayed Carlos. Everybody in this industry, his own team, his own org, his sponsors, his players, different commentators in the Valorant scene I've seen making these comments. Everybody's just fishing for likes. Like, it's the modern day, burning of the witches or whatever.
Yes.
In Salem, Massachusetts, way back in like the 1500s, right?
Yeah.
Somebody in the village didn't like Becky, and they were like, you know what? I think Becky's a witch. And they're like, let's put her on trial.
That's exactly what it is.
And they're like, well, we just think she's a witch, so she's out of here. And like, this is what's going on today. All right, there's not enough inclusivity.
There's not.
It's one idea, one thought process. That is it. You either toe the line and you do exactly what we say, or you're out of here. It is not inclusive.